put aside the constitution and muzzled the press. The experiences of 1953 had convinced him that his country was not ready for democracy.
The Shah believed that politics is a diabolical invention of ambitious individuals, greedy individuals who are uniquely after their own personal interests. I was thinking that once you have a society in which everybody has a PhD and everybody is vaccinated against demagoguery and being duped by politicians, then you can have politics. But when will that moment come?
There's no question that my father was led to a situation where he had to take a lot of functions well beyond his constitutional limitations into his own hand. My father at that time was placed in a circumstance when he wanted to get the job done, and if it was not done by reason of other people either failing in their duties or not assuming the proper responsibilities, he had to take it on himself and be on top of it to make sure it's done.
Like his father, the Shah encountered the most stubborn resistance from the Shiite clergy. And, like his father, the Shah dismissed these criticisms as the reactionary views of a medieval mindset.
If you are unhappy that your country makes progress, if you are unhappy that your country is saying goodbye to a feudalistic system, if you are unhappy that half of the population of your country, the women, are emancipated, well, this I cannot help.
The sharpest attacks on the Shah came from an obscure priest based in the holy city of Qom. Ruhollah Khomeini preached against the Shah's reforms, claiming that the emancipation of women was against Islamic law, and accusing the Shah of being a puppet of foreign powers. In June of 1963, Khomeini was arrested and serious rioting broke out in Tehran and in other parts of the country. The Shah hesitated. Unwilling to stain his white revolution with blood, he refused to call out the army. His prime minister had to take the responsibility. The army went into action and several hundred people died.
The problem with the Shah really is that he didn't have the ability to be ruthless when he had to be ruthless. When he needed to exercise power to preserve his throne, he really couldn't do it.
Order was restored, and Khomeini was exiled to Najaf, a Shiite holy city in neighboring Iraq, where he continued to preach against the Shah. In particular, he attacked the presence of American nationals in Iran, who had been granted immunity from Iranian laws. Despite furious tirades from Najaf, by 1967 the Shah felt confident enough to hold his coronation. He had delayed the event for more than 25 years because he said there was no honor in being crowned a king of a poor country. By the late 60s, Iran could claim to be, if not rich, at least on its way, with oil prices steadily rising. The economic promises of the White Revolution appeared to be coming good. Like his father, the Shah crowned himself.
He thought that he has reached the peak of his power. He had become the most successful of Iranian kings for several centuries. The economy was going very well. Iran's prestige was high throughout the world. So he thought that he has arrived. And this was, in fact, the beginning of the fall.
The Shah's fall began among the ruins of Persepolis, the seat of Persia's ancient Achaemenid kings, Darius and Xerxes. Iranian scholars close to the Shah suggested that the 2500th anniversary of the Achaemenid Empire be marked in some way. The idea had great appeal for the Shah. He could draw the world's attention to his own achievements and assert his own legitimacy by linking the Pahlavi regime with Iran's most ancient royal house. But most of all, the idea appealed to the Shah's mystic side. He felt a bond between himself and the first Achaemenid king, Cyrus the Great, whose simple tomb was at Pasargad near to Persepolis. The celebrations began on the 15th of October, 1971. In a voice charged with emotion, the Shah addressed the spirit of the long-dead king.
شاهنشاه ایران و از جانب ملت من.
O Cyrus, great king, king of kings, Achaemenian king, king of the land of Iran, I, the Shah of Iran, offer these salutations from myself and from my nation.
For him, this moment was the essence of what he called the great civilization.
He wanted to go into history as a new Cyrus. The great civilization for him was a combination of Cyrus the Great and of economic and social development.
After honoring the memory of Cyrus, the Shah was joined by 50 heads of state for the main event, a parade of Iranian armies through the ages which out-DeMilled Cecil B. DeMille. But there was one group excluded from the events at Persepolis, the Iranian people. Because of security concerns and the inaccessibility of the site, most Iranians had to watch this patriotic pageant on television. Far from inspiring them with royalist